This was my abandoned Audi about 2 months ago, and this is what it looks like today. However, although this may not look like a big difference from when we first bought it, it's taken a lot to get to this point. Now let me remind you of what's been done. I bought this abandoned old Audi for a fraction of what they usually were.
And it's safe to say, there's a good reason I got it so cheap.
It was neglected, poorly modified, damaged, and just pretty scrappy. And it hadn't been driven or serviced in 3 years, which is a shame because it had a really cool spec. So we got it back and cleaned it up, and the bodywork seemed to be pretty good. We pulled the rear bumper off, and luckily there was no further damage. We ripped the tints off the front and rear lights, pulled out the aftermarket screen and installed an Audi one. Then we tried a few things which didn't work, like the RS3 bumper and some carbon trims which didn't fit. We took the car to Audi for a well-needed service, and once that was out of the way, we did some fun stuff. We ripped out these horrible red seats the car originally had in and installed some black RS3 ones instead. We painted some S3 side skirts and got them fitted straight away, installed some carbon fibre to the interior, bought a second-hand RS3 rear bumper, repaired it, painted it and fitted it. And it looked so good when it was done. We then debadged and polished it, ripped out all the suspension and installed some coilovers to help with the stance, which it definitely did. And whilst we had it all off, we upgraded the brakes to some C-hook discs and upgraded the pads as well. We put on some 10mm spacers to add some width to the back wheels. And this car is really starting to come together with all the little bits we've done and some of the bigger bits. We're beginning to see the style of car I've been trying to build since we bought it, but we're not done yet. We installed some cool Audi puddle lights, updated the headlights with some LEDs, the rear caliper exploded so we needed a new one of them. We then sent the car back to Audi for a gearbox service, and the coolest things we've installed to date has to be these. Firstly, we put on the beautiful carbon fibre steering wheel, installed a new Miltech exhaust which looks and sounds so good.
That sounds better.
Installed a lip spoiler on the back and painted a fresh S3 front bumper with gloss black accents. And that's you pretty much up to date with where we're at with this car. And looking at it now, it probably doesn't look that much different from when we first bought it. But I think if you look close enough, you'll see all the work that's gone into it. But one thing that will really make this car look different is a set of wheels. So before we do our styling bits, we're going to start there.
Now, I've been waiting to get these wheels for so long, and they are from Carbon Accents. We'll talk more on Carbon Accents in a minute, but let's get these wheels out and have a look at what they look like. Now, I said none of you would be able to guess what wheels I bought, and I checked all the comments, and yes, no one guessed what wheels we bought because we've never done them before, and they're a bit out of the blue. They're not usually something people would choose, but I think they're going to look really good on this car. So let's get them out of the box and I'll show you exactly what wheels I bought. I think they're going to look cool. And these are the wheels. Now, this is an unorthodox wheel, but these are ABT or ABT wheels for Audi. I am going to get a centre thing here for them so it looks a little bit better, but these are the wheels. Now, these are going to look so good on the car. I can't wait to get these on.
So now the new wheels are ready, we need to get some tyres mounted. Now, I couldn't get the new tyres here in time, so we're sticking some others on for now as a temporary replacement so we can get them on the car. Once they're on, we can get them to the balancing machine and make sure they're all okay. Now, 99% of new wheels need weights because they're never perfect, but now they're balanced, we're good to go. And of course, the same for the other 3.
Now, while Jason gets them wheels ready, we're going to get these wheels off because I've been waiting to do this since we got the car because they're horrible. So let's get these horrible wheels off.
Now, I can't tell you how happy I am to be getting these wheels off because it just doesn't look right without a nice set of wheels. And I want to thank Carbon Accents for providing these beautiful wheels. They're going to look incredible. They've been absolute legends and helped me out with everything. They've got the correct measurements, the best fitting wheels for this car, and went out of their way to get these specific wheels for me. So a big thank you to them, and if you're interested in getting a set like this or maybe a different style of wheel, head over to their website because they have loads of different options available. The links will be in the description below.
Now, I'm not going to be doing a big reveal on this car so far because I can just show you the wheels that we've put on because you have already seen them. However, we have a slight issue that needs to be addressed immediately. Now, I drove this car home and it is rubbing very badly. Because these wheels are so wide, it is catching these arches. I mean, we have barely any room anywhere. And on the front, it's even worse because look at the fitment on the front. It is so close to that arch. Now, we need to get these wheels back off because I did mess up on one thing. I had spriget rings for them because the center bore on these wheels compared to the Audi ones are slightly bigger. So we need to get these wheels back off, get it jacked up, and we don't have access to a ramp. So it's gonna be on the drive today. Now, I would not recommend driving these cars with these wheels without spriget rings if the center bore is different. Use me as your guinea pig because I am an idiot. So we need to get these wheels back off, get it jacked up, and we also need to put our styling bits on that we have for today's video. So not only are the wheels going on, we have a bunch of other stuff to go on. So then we will do a nice little cinematic thing at the end after we clean it as well, because this car is absolutely disgusting. It's horrible, and it's just the English weather at the minute. It's raining every single day. I'm actually quite lucky it's not raining right now. So let's get this car jacked up in the air, get the wheels off, lift the suspension very slightly. I still want it to look low, but it's just too low. So get the wheels off, get it lifted, get the spriget rings on, and then we can start putting some cool other bits on this car. Let's get started. Now I'm going to go on a limb here and say I hopefully don't need to lift this rear, because if I lift the front, it might slightly lift this rear a little bit. So I might be getting away with the rear. It's the front that's the issue, because that is rubbing big time. So spriget rings on, and then you can lift that front. One spriget ring, hopefully these do actually, they look fine. Hopefully they work. I'm pretty sure these are the right sizes. I'm going off what the guys sent me at Carbon Accents, so I'm hoping they work. As I said to you before, these wheels are from Carbon Accents. Now, if you want to get yourself anything from Carbon Accents, for any car, they do loads of different things. I'll put links in the description, and I'll show you on the screen now of all the different things that you could actually buy from this website. It is so good. It should be your first choice to go to whenever you want to buy parts for your car, because no matter what car you have, chances are they have it on their website for you. Now, not only do they do car parts, they do other things like detailing stuff. Now, the detailing stuff I have, we're going to clean this car with their stuff because I know it's really good. And of course, they do high quality stuff for really cheap prices. Now, you might think these are really expensive wheels because they're brand new. However, they're really not. They're actually really cheap on there. So if you want to get yourself a really good set of wheels for a fraction of what they should really cost, head over to Carbon Accents. It took me a while to actually get this loose, but we did get it done, and I've lifted it. As you can see, the not dirty part is how much I've lifted it. Well, I'm trying to match it on the other side, but hopefully that should be enough to stop it hitting this arch. Now time for the wheel to go back on, and hopefully this sits a little bit higher, and hopefully these spriget rings work. Yes, they do. See, Carbon Accents, it's so smart. You're so smart. Gave me the perfect measurement. Now, don't get me wrong, the handbrake is on and the car's moved, so this probably won't look like this. If I take the handbrake off, that will drop and the car will move slightly, so that will sit a bit lower. But the front seems to be a little bit higher, and hopefully that misses now. That should. It looks pretty perfect. Those of you wondering, if you did want to buy these wheels off Carbon Accents, you will need these if you do have this car or any Audi. The centre boards are usually the same on VWs and Audis, and this is the adapter that you're going to need to fit these bad boys, just in case you're wondering. Now, before anyone says in the comments, I know you're not supposed to move it with the spring under tension. You're supposed to do it, essentially take the whole spring off and then do it. You're not supposed to actually turn this spring, but unfortunately I don't have the facilities for that today, so that's what we're doing. Sorry, I know I'm a cowboy. Wheel back on. And of course, do not forget to torque your wheels. If anyone's wondering, Audi torque settings for these cars is 120 Newton meters. So there we have it, that is done. I've just taken the car into neutral and took the handbrake off, and you can see it has dropped very slightly, but it sits pretty nice now, and it has lifted that rear up just a touch. And as you can see, the front is also that little bit higher, not a lot higher, but it is that little bit, so when you turn the wheel, it isn't catching the arch. So I think that should be perfect. And of course, in true English fashion, it just started to absolutely tip it down as I said that. So I think we're gonna have to call it a day today, and it's gonna be another day where we're gonna be putting these parts on. So I'll see you in the next clip. So it's a different day and it's not actually raining for once, but it is pretty windy, so I apologise. But we need to get this car clean. So let's get the car clean, then we can put our first thing on. The first thing is a front splitter. So get it clean and get the splitter on.
Now this car hasn't been clean in weeks and this dirt didn't come off with the jet wash. So I'm going to hit it with some fallout remover from Carbon Accents and you can see it working its magic already. And this car is embarrassingly dirty, so I do apologise. Once we've left that for a minute or two, we can rinse it all off and look how easy all that dirt came off. Once that's done, we can start scrubbing it down. And one final rinse off, and that's a nice quick wash that's going to do the job for now. Now we can put some fun parts on the car.
Now with the car clean and we are in a battle against the light, although it's really low, that is going to go in about an hour. So we need to get these bits on quickly. And the first thing, of course, is the splitter. So get it jacked up, get the splitter on. And of course, I have gone with a Maxton Design gloss black on. This does have a film on it, that's why it looks a bit matte, but this is going to look really good on the front of this car. It kind of needs one. Every car I get needs a front splitter, so it's getting one today. Now, not only is it getting the front splitter, it's also getting the rear spats and the side splitters. So let's get this front one on, offer it up, and then we can move on to the back. I've waited about 6 weeks to get this, so it's going on the car. Now, it's always a challenge doing this stuff on your own. It's kind of where you need a friend right now. I am literally just gonna guess and go edge to edge and hope the other side lines up right. Right, so it was too far over, so what I've done is I've put a bolt in here so it's holding it dead centre, and then I can work around to the sides, which is going to sit about there, which isn't too bad. Now that front splitter I am happy with. I know it kind of corners out here, but I think it's because this isn't a genuine S3 bumper, it's actually an aftermarket one, so it's a replica, and I think that's why this flares out slightly. But I don't actually mind it too much. It fits fine on the sides, so it kind of just, it's almost like a front splitter. Forget this bit, kind of doesn't see it past that, but then you got all this. That looks really, really good, and it's central, which is good. Now, we're gonna get the side splitters on. Now these side skirts aren't held on by a lot. If you remember back when we did them, we just bonded them on. We never put any fixings underneath because we were planning on putting these side splitters on. So I think we just bolt them straight back into it, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I think so. And again, of course, we went for Maxton Design because funnily enough, it's actually extremely hard to get parts for this generation of Audi, the pre-facelift. And fortunately for me, I actually did manage to get my hands on a set of side splitters and a front splitter because it is so hard to get these parts, but I think it's worth it, and I had to wait about 6 weeks to get these parts, so hopefully they look good. There's one side skirt on, however we are in the air already, so I might just stick this rear spat on this side and then we can do the exact same on the other side. I think that's going to be the most time efficient way of doing it because, as you can see, we are running out of light. So let's get this rear spat on. And you already know what I'm going to tell you. Maxton Design, of course, to match the whole set. Let's do it. Gorgeous. Right, now for the other side. A nice little bit of tyre shine around the tyres, and I think we're ready for our little cinematic of the car. This looks cool. Watch this.
I'm not gonna lie to you lot, that looks really good. Now don't get me wrong, this car isn't essentially finished, but we've done the majority of the things that I want to do to this car, and there's only going to be a few more other bits, and I am looking at new cars. But one thing a lot of you guys have been asking me is how much has it costed me to get this car to this point, and I'm talking from the moment we bought it as an abandoned, cheap, old, horrible Audi that hadn't been driven in 3 years to this, what it looks like today. So let me run you through it. Now, I haven't actually calculated this myself, so this is going to be a shock for me and you guys because I actually have no idea how much I've spent. So, first things first, starting with the front bumper, this costed me about £300. Now, you have to get it painted as well, and paint and labour will set you back around £150 to £200. And of course, it came with the grille, and we painted the little black bits, and that was all included. So, around about £400 to £500 just for that front bumper. And then the splitter to go with it costed me £175. The side skirts, they costed me £75, and the extension piece underneath, conveniently, was £175, so over double. And of course, you'll need to get that painted as well, and that's going to be another £100 odd. The RS3 rear bumper, which I did actually get in a deal with the RS3 seats. Now, that all in costed me £400. That's of course excluding paint, which is going to be another £150 to £200 on top of that for the rear bumper. And then these rear spats here costed me £80. Now, it breaks my heart, but the most expensive thing was the exhaust. Miltech back box, non-resonated, costed me £600. This cheap lip spoiler costed me about £20 off Temu. We even bought front and rear wipers from Temu, and they costed me about a tenner. The wheels, which we did in this video, were £530. And of course, you're gonna have to put tyres on them, and tyres are at your discretion, so they could be anywhere between £50 and £150. It just depends on what tyres you put on them. But I'd say that's pretty cheap for a set of wheels, if I'm being honest. Again, these RS3 seats we got with the rear bumper, so they were included in the 400 before. The carbon fibre steering wheel, which looks, oh, that looks so good. That set me back £250. Now, the quality of it is actually really good for something that you'd expect it to be around about £800 to £900. Obviously, it's not genuine carbon, it's probably just a skin over fiberglass, but it looks really cool and I'm happy with it. That was £250. We wrapped all these trims on the inside with some Temu carbon wrap, which cost me about £5, but it does look pretty good. Even put some little carbon bits here, which are probably a couple quid. And the infotainment system, we ripped out the old one and put this one in. This one cost me £50 second hand. And the carbon in here, which was gifted to me by a friend, so this was free. But if you wanted to buy this, I have seen a few of them online and they're running about £200. But I think you could probably get them cheaper, or just wrap them in the same stuff we wrap the door cards in. We also put this car on coilovers from Stance UK, and they set me back £290, which is, again, isn't bad. We also put C-hook discs in there and upgraded the pads, and all in, that will probably set you back about £175 to £200. And of course, not forgetting, we had to take this car to Audi twice, one for a service and one for a gearbox service. The service costed me, I think it was £250, and the gearbox service was £350. That is not something that you would include in the build, but I'm including it anyway because it is something we spent on this car to get it where it is today, because it did need it. Now, my maths isn't the best, and I haven't been able to calculate all that as I'm going around. However, I'll put a final figure on the screen. Now, you can already see it. I don't know what it is, you guys do, and it's really probably going to upset me when I edit this down and see the final figure.
Yeah, I'm not too impressed by it. Over £3,000. I was not expecting to have spent that much, if I'm being honest with you. Maintenance, okay, yeah, but over £3,000 on parts. I've spent more on parts on the car than the car is actually worth. I need to figure out a way to make these cheaper.
But one thing I haven't told you is how much I actually spent on this car to actually buy the car from where it was. Now, this car costed me £3,000. Now, some of you might say that's not cheap, that's expensive, but it is very, very cheap because it's not that high mileage, and the spec on this car is really, really good. I mean, it's got a sky roof, a double pan roof. It's got heated seats, it's got sat nav. I mean, it has now, I've put that in there, but it already had it in there anyway, I promise. It's got cruise control, and it's just an all-round really, really cool car. And I'm glad I spent the money on it because right now, I'm extremely happy with the outcome of it. And I think it's worth spending that little bit more on a better spec car for the final product, because when it's finished,
wow, it looks so good when it all comes together. As you can see here, and it's the same with the Golf GTI. That one had a really, really good spec as well. And when it's fully built and done nicely, everything ties in really, really nice. So I'm extremely happy with how this build has come on so far. Now again, there is a few more bits that I want to do to it, but I am on the hunt for a new car. So if you have any options, anything you want to see on the channel, put it in the comments down below, because I want to know what you guys want to be watching, and I'll try and make my way to getting that car. And as well, we are on our way to 50,000 subscribers. We are almost at the end of the year, and I said I wanted 50,000 by the end of the year. That was my goal at the start of this year, and we are so close. We are at 49,000, just over. If we can get to 50,000 by the end of this year, that will be incredible. Thank you guys so much for everyone who is subscribing. If you haven't, hit that subscribe button, and thank you everyone for watching these videos. I enjoy making them so much, and I just want to be making more of them. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Hit the subscribe button down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.